Today's show is all about fall. Welcome to the Grill Sergeants. I'm Sergeant Joshua Speaks.
From the Army's Quartermaster Center and School in Fort Lee, Virginia.
Are you ready for this? Beautiful.
Featuring music by the Taste Buds.
It can't get more better.
Now serving up the best meals, military style.
Woo! Come on, give me some.
The Grill Sergeant.
Ready to start cooking?
Yeah!
All right. Today we have a good menu lined up for you. We have a 3-course meal, and we're going to be using some fall ingredients. Some things that we can do, if we have the prep done, things that we can get done in about an hour. First thing, we're going to start off with a soup. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get this pot nice and hot. We're going to saute off some veg. The northern beans that we're going to be using, I have right here, have been soaked overnight. You want to soak them for at least 12 hours. So it gives time for the bean to cook in a short amount of time. And you don't have to use dried beans. You could also use canned beans if you want. All right, so right here we just put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. We're going to get this nice and hot, and we're going to saute off some veg for the soup. Let that warm up a little bit more. Right here we have some mustard greens that we're going to add to the soup as well. If you wanted to use a different kind of green, like collard greens, you could do that as well. And then over here we have our prosciutto ham, and we're actually going to add that towards the end of the soup because it's an expensive cut of meat, and we don't want to destroy the integrity of it. So we're going to go ahead, add in our onions and our garlic. I'm just going to saute these for about 5 minutes, and as well as the carrots because they're going to take a while to cook. And over here we have homemade chicken stock, and so I think when you're doing soup, it's always better to use a homemade chicken stock as opposed to using a broth or a bouillon because you get a lot more flavor. Right here we have a little bit of jalapeno chili, add a little bit of heat to it. You guys like jalapeno over there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Always good to add a little bit of heat. All right, so got all this that cooking down. All right, and then this would be a good time to add in our mustard greens. The longer, the better when cooking greens. So when you're making collard greens, you know, and you're cooking them in that nice chicken stock and vinegar, it's always good to cook them for a long amount of time. So we want to get these in here early. We got some nice fall flavors. Got the orange, the green. Now we're going to go ahead and add our beans. And same thing with the beans. You can use your favorite bean if you want to use cannellini bean or white kidney bean, whatever your favorite bean is. You know, feel free to use that. We're going to add our stock in, just like that. And then we're going to move this to the back burner and let this simmer. This soup's going to take, really it's up to the beans, but usually about an hour. But when the beans are nice and tender, then that's a good indicator the soup is done. Right here we're going to add a little bit of freshly chopped rosemary. Another nice ingredient to use for the fall. All right, while this is simmering, when we come back, we're going to go ahead and start our salad. So stay tuned. Lay that right there on the side. Welcome back to the Grill Sergeants. If you just tuned in, we have a nice northern bean and mustard green prosciutto soup right here on the back burner simmering, and we're going to go ahead and go into our salad. Right here we have an English cucumber. And basically, I'm just taking a peeler and making a nice shaving right here. So we've got a nice shaved piece of cucumber. And then right here we have some fresh salad greens, some romaine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bundle this up using the cucumber as a tie. So we got some fresh baby greens here. You want to pick the greens that look nice and healthy. And we're just going to kind of bundle them in our hand like so. When you're storing your salad greens, it's always best to put like a damp cloth on them. Keeps them nice and fresh and vibrant. So we got a good selection there. We're going to go ahead and bundle that up, and then we're going to set this on top of the romaine, and we're just going to kind of roll it up like so. And you can always go back and kind of pretty it up a little bit, maybe put a few extra pieces in there. Nice piece of frisee to go in there. All right. How's that look? Does that look pretty? There we go. All right, so another thing is with your salad greens, you want to keep them always under refrigeration. So I'm going to put these in here. And we're going to go ahead and move to what I like to call a good fall flavor is apples. And we're going to be using Fuji apples, which are always nice for salad. So we're going to core this out. And just cut these into wedges. Got some nice wedges here. We're want to make sure you get that core out, so you might have to go back and trim it up a bit. All right, so we got our apples. Then we're going to go ahead and come back to this red onion and cut it the same exact way. Cut it not too thick, not too thin. All right, we'll go ahead and put this up. Specialist Jones. All right, we're going to go ahead and put together a quick vinaigrette for our salad. Right here we have a little bit of Dijon mustard, some balsamic vinegar, a little bit of finely chopped shallots, and we're going to go ahead and whisk this together. When you make your vinaigrette, it's always better to go ahead and get that mixed together and then add your oil. So we got that right there. And then right here we have a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of walnut oil. The nice thing about walnuts is they work good in with any kind of festive menu as well. So Specialist Jones here is going to pour this olive oil in while I whisk, and we're going to make a emulsion with this. And then we have our vinaigrette for our salad. When we come back to the Grill Sergeants, we're going to go ahead and put together a nice pasta. It's going to be a sweet Italian sausage with a nice pumpkin sauce. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Grill Sergeants. If you just joined us, we're doing a show on fall ingredients. Right here we got a nice mustard green soup with prosciutto and northern beans right here. We just cut up our ingredients for a fresh salad we're going to do in the next segment. And now we're going to go ahead and move into our pasta dish, which is a sweet Italian pasta with a pumpkin sauce over fettuccine. And right here what we have is just some fresh ingredients to add to it. We got a lot of colors going on, a little bit of pumpkin flavor. We'll add some pine nuts, Parmesan. Really good dish. We're going to add in our onion. Saute these off with a little bit of garlic. Got a little bit of shallot. Give us a little bit of a stir. right here we have a little bit of sausage we're going to add a little bit later on, but I want to talk a little bit about sausage. We're going to be using a sweet Italian sausage, which is going to go real nice with this dish. But again, you know, you can use other sausages. If you want to use chorizo, andouille, whatever your preference is, you can do that. But in this case, we're going to be using a sweet Italian sausage. All right, we're going to go ahead and deglaze this pan, pick up all those yummies with some white wine. We're going to let that cook down a little bit. All right, now we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock in here. Cook that down a little bit. Over here we have some fresh fettuccine, and if you don't want to make your own, you know, the pasta these days are real good. You can just buy the dried, and that'll work just as well. We're going to go ahead and add our spinach in. Just a little fresh spinach. Get that nice and wilted down. A lot of good flavors, a lot of good colors. All right. Now we're going to add in our pumpkin. This is a solid pack pumpkin. You got to be careful when you buy the pumpkin, though, because you don't want to buy some of the solid pack pumpkin already has like things like sugar, nutmeg, and all that added into it. It's kind of just like a pumpkin pie base, and you don't really have to add too much to it. But this is just the solid pack pumpkin, so you want to be careful of that because you don't want your pasta dish tasting like pumpkin pie, if you know what I mean. So we're going to go ahead and just stir it in, make a nice sauce so it's nice and smooth. While that's cooking, we'll check on this soup. See how these beans are coming. And again, you know, the beans, I want the beans to be nice and tender. So if you don't soak them, you're going to run into a problem there. The soup will take you about double the time to cook. And they're still a little bit hard. Getting there, though. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our sausage. About a pound of sweet Italian sausage there. Give that a little stir. And we had pre-cooked these sausage, and that cuts down on your prep time, so it's always a good thing to do. All right, we've got a little bit of tomato concasse we're going to add in here, a little more color. A lot of flavors, a lot of color right there. All right, we have a little bit of cream we're going to finish this with. Go ahead and drop our pasta. This would be a good time to drop that. Give us a little whisk, get everything combined. You guys see that? Oh, yeah. Not a lot of flavors. You smell that pumpkin over there? Now we have here a pinch of nutmeg and cinnamon. And then again, you want to be careful that you're not overdoing that because you don't want it to taste like pumpkin pie, you know. So add a little bit of that. We're just going to let that simmer down a little bit. Got a little bit of freshly chopped sage. Another good fall ingredient there. All right, we're going to go ahead and let that simmer. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and show you how to put this fall three-course menu together. Very easy, as you can see. So stay tuned to the Grill Sergeants. welcome back to the Grill Sergeants. If you're just tuning in, we're doing a show on fall ingredients. We have our soup that's finishing up. It's been on for about a good 40 minutes now. The soup generally takes about an hour to make. We have our pasta over here that's simmering down. It's been going for about a good 10 minutes. And now we're going to go ahead and assemble all these ingredients and show you how this three-course is going to come together. You guys got, taste buds, you got a good fall medley for me while I start plating this up?
Of course, Grill Sergeant.
Some good music to go with some good food is always a good thing. So here we go. Let's start this off. Right here, this is that prosciutto we talked about earlier. What we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and small dice this up. For all you fellas out there, this is a good meal right here to impress the ladies. All right. Oh, yeah. That looks beautiful right there. We're going to go ahead and set this over here. Finish that off with a little bit of this freshly chopped prosciutto. And we're going to finish off with a nice piece of bread for the side. Those of you guys who like to dunk. A little artisanal bread right there. Lay that right there on the side. There's one. All right. Now let's go to that salad I talked about. We're going to go ahead and take these apples, these onions, and get them happy together. Not too much, not too little. We have a nice little crouton to go with this. Lay that right there. And that beautiful bouquet that we had put together, we'll lay that right there. Like so. All right, now, the vinaigrette that we talked about. Just put a little bit right here. A little bit right there. And just a little bit on the salad so they know that that vinaigrette is supposed to be on those greens. All right. Now, with apples, it's always good to use a nice cheese. So we have a little bit of a fresh goat cheese right here with some freshly herbs added to it. We'll make a little quenelle to put down here. Get that off there. Right there. And to finish it off, we have some toasted walnuts. There. There you have it. There's your salad. You saw how easy it was to put together. And now, my favorite part, the pasta. Put our fettuccine down. Alrighty. Now this sauce that we worked so hard on. We're just going to take this and spoon it over the pasta. Be generous with it. This is definitely going to make you think of the fall when you eat this. Beautiful. All right. Now, add a little bit of Parmesan. Freshly grated Parmesan Reggiano. And to finish it, we have some toasted pine nuts. And there you have your third course. Those flavors work well together. All right, join us next time on the Grill Sergeants. Hope you picked up some good techniques on some fall flavors, and we'll see you next time.